Welcome, my friend. I have a story for you. But before I begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt quiet when everyone else was talking? Have you ever stayed silent because you were scared to speak the wrong word? Maybe in school. Maybe in a classroom full of people. Or maybe at work, when everyone seemed more confident than you. You had thoughts. You had ideas. But your words stayed inside you. If yes, then you will understand this story. You will feel it deeply, because silence is not just quiet. Sometimes silence is pain, but sometimes silence is strength. It all depends on how we use it. We live in a world that doesn't value silence. People love to talk. Social media is full of voices. Everyone wants to be loud, fast, and noticed. But very few people talk about silence. And yet, silence is powerful. Silence helps us connect with ourselves. When the world is noisy, silence gives us space to think. When people judge, silence helps us stay calm. When we feel afraid, silence becomes a place to rest. You don't always have to speak to be strong. You don't always have to reply. Sometimes, silence is the best answer. Silence helps us listen. It helps us understand what is going on inside us. It gives us the chance to grow without pressure. Many great people in the world were silent before they became strong. They used their silence to read, to learn, and to prepare. Silence is not the end of your voice. It's the beginning of it. It gives you time to build your courage, step by step. And now, let me tell you about a girl named Sophia. Sophia was a simple girl. Not famous, not loud. Just a quiet college student with a dream in her heart. Her dream was not to be rich. Her dream was not to be popular. Her dream was to learn English. That's it. She wanted to understand the world, express her feelings, and tell her story in English. But there was one big problem. Sophia was silent. She never spoke in English. Not in class. Not in front of friends. Not even at home. In college, everyone else spoke English easily. Some students had gone to English schools. Some had lived in cities. They used big words. They spoke fast. Sophia listened, but she didn't speak. She sat at the back of the class. When the teacher asked questions, she looked down. When students laughed or gave answers, she stayed quiet. But her silence didn't mean she was weak. Inside, she was learning. Slowly. Quietly. She read English stories at home. She watched English videos with subtitles. She repeated words again and again. She listened. She practiced. She grew. But no one could see her growth because she was still silent. People thought she didn't care. Some even thought she wasn't smart. But Sophia didn't mind. She didn't need to prove herself. She knew her time would come. And that time came one day, when the teacher gave an assignment. Every student had to tell a short story in English, in front of the class. It was a test of speaking skills. Sophia's heart sank. She felt scared. She thought of running away. But then she remembered something. She had prepared for this in silence. That night, Sophia didn't sleep much. She wrote her story. She practiced it over and over, in front of the mirror, in her room, in her heart. She didn't want to be perfect. She just wanted to be brave. And when her turn came, she walked to the front. Her voice was soft. Her hands were cold. But she spoke, sentence by sentence, word by word. Her English was not fast, but it was clear. It was not perfect, but it was honest. When she finished, the room was silent. But this silence was different. It wasn't the silence of fear. It was the silence of respect. No one laughed. No one made jokes. The teacher smiled. Some students nodded. Others clapped. Sophia felt something inside her change. She had spoken. She had broken her silence. And now, people knew who she was. Not the quiet girl, but the strong one. Dear listener, remember this. Silence is not something to be ashamed of. Use your silence to grow. Use it to learn. Use it to prepare. And when the time is right, speak. Speak from the heart. Speak with courage, just like Sophia did. Because even if your voice is small, it matters. Your story matters. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. In the end, silence gave Sophia strength. And it can give you strength too. So don't be afraid of being quiet. Don't feel small if you sit at the back of the class. Don't think you're not smart just because you don't speak fast. Silence is not your enemy. It is your teacher. In your silence, you are building something powerful. You are collecting words. You are growing your thoughts. You are listening to the world and learning from it. You are not behind. You are just preparing for your moment. And when your moment comes, you will rise. You will speak. Maybe your voice will shake. Maybe you will forget a few words. But that's okay. Because courage is not about being perfect. It's about trying, even when you're scared. And that courage will come from your silence. From all those quiet hours you spent reading, listening, and dreaming. Sophia's silence made her strong. Your silence can do the same. One day, people will hear your voice, and they will be surprised. They will say, "We never knew you had this inside you." But you will know. You will smile and say, "I was silent, but I was never weak. I was just preparing." So trust your journey. Trust your silence. And never give up. Your voice is on its way.